So in today's video, we're going to be answering the question from Billie Eilish's new album, Where Do We Go When We Fall Asleep? Now the answer to this question has already been answered on this channel before, but just to reiterate, there's an ancient phenomenon that has been catching wave in the mainstream for about 10 years now.
Astral projection is a phenomenon that is becoming rapidly more popular in the last 20 years, and even more so in the last 5. It is a process by which the human consciousness temporarily leaves the physical body and functions independently, while the physical body remains still and passive throughout. This results in observing the world from a point of view other than that of the physical body, and by means other than those of the physical senses. While astral projecting, however, you retain a very high level of waking consciousness during the experience, and can remember the event in every detail upon returning to the physical body. For many people, this happens randomly while asleep, becoming conscious in the middle of a dream. If you haven't, odds are somebody you know has. This is a very common experience, which is also known as lucid dreaming or out-of-body experience, OBE for short. When you visit the astral realm, you'll learn that it's basically divided into 3 sections. This spans across different dimensional overtones that we covered previously. They're usually just called lower, middle, or higher astral planes. The difference is their vibratory frequency. The lower astral plane is vibrating at a very low frequency. It's relatively dark and more primal. Some have described it as the places of Dante's Inferno, and others think of it as purgatory. Many lost souls reside here, but it's usually also where people go when they're dreaming.
So coincidentally, you experience the same mind state you do when you're astral projecting as when you are dreaming.
Demons or angels, or I was completely in the world. Thought that everything that I saw around me was it. There was no spiritual realm. Psychics were just deceiving people in the mind. Around sleep, I didn't realise at this point that sleeping was actually him astral projecting. I'm going to explain that later. But then I also started to get sleep paralysis. And during the times of sleep paralysis, I would see him walk into my room. He wasn't in my room. I would see him walk into my room and climb into my bed. And I was lying there, paralysed, freaking out, going, someone is in my bed. And this is where I want to expose the astral projection, because the New Age sites, the spirit science, the wake-up world, they're all promoting getting you to do astral travel. And they all say sleep paralysis is the first part of your spirit leaving your body and to push through it. No, they are controlled opposition sites. Do not get into astral projection. I have done it once. I thank God I was determined to. I wanted to know what it was like. Look, it was a pretty cool experience, but I thank God for keeping me protected, because the more I've found out about that realm since, is that is a demonic realm, and you can get seriously hurt in that realm. Do not do it. Sleep paralysis is not the beginning of astral travel.
The dream state is referred to as the lower realm of lost souls by spirit science here, and we should also realize that there is a dark side to this phenomenon, as it is often equated with the demonic. Sleep paralysis has been said to be one of the first phases of astral projecting, and one of the hallmarks of sleep paralysis is seeing demons in your bedroom. Much of Billie Eilish's image is based upon this demonic theme, and in the video for her song Bury a Friend, where she gives this lyric, Where do we go when we all fall asleep, she's playing a demon under the bed, and the person on top of the bed is someone who looks eerily familiar. Some have postulated that this looks strikingly similar to XXXTentacion.
Ja was a really complicated human. Despite everything he's been or was or any anybody's thoughts of him as an individual or as a whatever. I get it. You can have your opinions. It's okay. It's really weird to talk about because I don't think he was human, to be honest. And he didn't think he was human. I remember him telling me once, he was just like, no, I'm not human. You're not human. We're both aliens. We're both aliens.
XXXTentacion spoke a lot on the topic of astral projection and dreaming while he was alive.
Like the people that dream, you enter a whole different realm. A whole different realm of thought. You get what I'm saying? So when you really think about it, when you leave this realm of thought, where do you go? When you dream, where are you?
So that's the dimensions.
That's the difference between this realm and others. Now there's different realms. There's at least 9.
For those who don't already know, astral projection is an occult practice, and it was invented by Kabbalists, Jewish Kabbalists. And the term astral projection was coined in the late 19th century by theosophists who are Luciferian, Satanists, namely Helena Blavatsky. Helena was a self-proclaimed witch who believed that Lucifer was God, and her religion was a form of Satanism. Much of this sect of spirituality that deals with astral projection and out-of-body experiences involves chakras, and astral projection requires basic understanding of these. These chakras that you have undoubtedly seen before are based upon the Kabbalistic tree of life. And this is where the Bible comes into play, because many do not understand the story of Adam and Eve and the tree of life they ate from, which is also called the tree of knowledge. Lucifer came as a snake, and he told Adam and Eve, I have this hidden knowledge that I can give to you, and you will have this knowledge, and you will be as gods.
As the astral realm. Those who have visited the astral typically find themselves in an environment where all senses seem greatly magnified. These senses are not our normal physical senses, but inner astral senses. Thoughts can actually be seen to take shape instantly, and anything desired can be manifested by means of the powers of the imagination in the very process of creation.
So now you see that this idea of astral projection originated in Satanism, and it is the very thing that God warned us about in the book of Genesis. The place you go where you're dreaming is the astral realm. The second single on Taylor Swift's Reputation album is titled Ready For It, and it tells the story of how she fell in love with a ghost, and they had amazing times in their dreams, and he was her boyfriend. This is exactly what happened to not only Lana, but many other girls in the Luciferian religion who met Lucifer. I found out about the astral realm in 2016 by reading testimonies of ex-devil worshippers who claimed that they had the ability to give themselves out-of-body experiences. And it was in this realm that they met Lucifer, and they worked for him, until they were set free from him. And I highly recommend reading these testimonies to understand the truth and the depth behind what is really happening here. I read this testimony, and then I found out when reading Lana Del Rey's lyrics that she was singing exactly what the man in the testimony was talking about. And that's just opened up a whole can of worms for me, because now it appears that many people in the industry are secretly singing about this. Lucifer is a man. He's a spiritual being, but they have come face to face with him, and they know him as if he were a man. It sounds bizarre and incredibly insane, but the Bible is truth, and you need to beware of people like this.
What do you want from me? Why don't you run from me? What are you wondering? What do you know? Why aren't you scared of me? Why do